Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's get it. Here we go. Here we go.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Newton's Super Bowl nemesis, Von Miller, able to record his 5th sack of the season. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. Here's Newton. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete.
Complete to Devontae Parker. A gain of 12 yards. It's now 3rd down and 4.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
To throw is Newton. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
It's a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11.
20.
48-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now, Newton. And they're not able to hook up there, incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Newton now to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 48 yards on the ground.
48 yards. First down, Denver.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Lock now on 1st down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They went right back to him there, figuring one big play deserves another. You think maybe he called for it and said, hey, give me the ball again?
I think a lot of people operate under the whole idea of if they haven't stopped it, go until they do. You go right back at a guy because maybe his confidence might not be as high. In this case, he responded well.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
61, matchbox lights.
Block will try again on 2nd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Let's go.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Lock going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Lock. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood.
Check 52, come on. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Lock. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hey, dude.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw, Newton. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
52's the mic right here, over there. Great. Hey, pick your game up. Where's your deep set? 52. 52's the mic. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. Gun. 52's the mic, boys. 52.
From the gun, here's Newton. It's complete to Grant. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On 2nd down, it's Grant. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Ready, 88, 53, Mike. So no say, slam.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Bandit. Check 15, check 15. Check safety.
Throwing on 2nd down. Newton. And an alley to run. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the block. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices, it's not something that's practiced very often. In that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
We go.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that will help him in contract time. He's got a man. Complete. 36 yards on the play.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, Foxtrot.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go.
Yeah. Fight.
Clock now on 1st down. He completes this to Sutton. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Let's go, baby. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Lock again here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf.
Twist. Check. Flag down.
Now it's Freeman. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Here's Freeman. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Let's get it.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. I got you. Hey, one set. Check. Let's go.
Lock now on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
We play to win. Let's go.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now it's Newton. And it's caught by Parker. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you. 3-3.
Out of the gun, Newton. Flush to his right. And he finds Parker here, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
I'm letting you know right now, you better bring.
They'll give Henry another shot. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Derrick Henry, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Hey, Charlie. My 52, my 52.
Lock gonna throw. And able to find Allen Lazard. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
27 on the play. And the Broncos first down.
Let's go. 70, Indy. Smooth.
Here we go.
Recon, 132 fighter. Now.
52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Lee Griffin.
Throwing on first down is Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. K.D. Cannon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey! Kill.
A final shot before the break. Newton. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Check 52. Switch.
Hey, lock it. Hey, Delta. Head up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Here we go. Set. 50. Plant.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Check. Bang, 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 bang.
Pilot, 64. Weak. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. 5.
Play action. Now it's Locke. He's got the hook up to Lazard. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Block now, 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
80 weapons. Watch Mike. Here we go. Mike 52.
I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you to school.
Go.
No, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Yeah. Get it.
Shotgun snap to Lock. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Let's go. Check. Hot route. Hot.
Hey, switch gears.
22 jet bombers.
So that'll back him up 5.
On the ready.
52's the mic. Check. 52's the mic. Let's go, D.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. And it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
That is right. 3 down.
Hey, Mike 52.
Let's go, Heavy. Let me know what you got.
Hey, echo.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go. 52's the mic. Mike 52. I'm coming.
Ready, go. Snap.
On 3rd and long, it's Lock. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
Ready.
52's the mic. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day.
Express.
Hold. Where's 52? Watch 52.
Express.
52's the mic.
What we got?
52.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Bradley Chubb able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Express.
Undercrush.
20.
Watch 20.
Newton Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long.
20. That clock now.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Forced out to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's fourth. On now the Miami field goal unit. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is indeed good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So third and long.
General West.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Five.
On third down, Locke. And he will find his man on the outside. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
19 yards. First down, Denver.
Locke now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Set, ready, 30 base. Hey, orbit. Yep.
I'm coming after you. My 52. Watch the run.
Speed grip.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Locke. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
52's the mic.
Look at me, zipper. Ready?
From the gun on third down, Locke. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Back to the NFL scoreboard for his third quarter in Indy. Now the Colts have opened it up a bit, leading by 2 scores. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Locke now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey.
Hey. You got 3 down.
Go.
Check that. You look like 52, right?
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And now a carry here for their fullback. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Set 50, plant 54.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
On the double.
Right there. 54 Mike. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Watch twitch.
Go out. Bravo.
On 2nd down now, McFarland. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive.
Tighten up.
Protein spill.
On 1st down, Locke. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Clock now to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 19. Locke working out of the gun. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
A touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Newton now to throw. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep. And got his man complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown? That gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Take four. Hey! He's crossing.
They'll run with Taylor. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Cam, option left. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
53, Mike, 53. Gun. Check, 53's Mike. Check, 53's Mike. Nice, sweetheart.
On first down, Newton. And this is Parker, complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup brings us 2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Switch. Great.
He's got the first down inside the 10. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. They'll give it to him up the middle. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 3rd down and goal. This Denver defense trying. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Derrick Henry with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Point after, right down the middle. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a one-point game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Come on,
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll try and run with their fullback. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Locke. And that is incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Locke. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Allen Lazard in the final minute, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Big Ed, big Ed, big Ed. Hey, get it.
And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. He'll look to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Back to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Newton to throw. He finds Kalen Ballage as running back. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Newton now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. First and 10. Now it's Newton. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. One last throw here for Newton. Now, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Broncos, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.